That's true leadership.
It's all about the passion.
I'm a student athlete on and off the court.
One of the most talked about topics in the sports world today is the debate as to whether or not Division I athletes should be paid. Division I football and basketball programs are some of the biggest revenue builders in the United States. Most Division I athletes already receive scholarships, free meal plans, free gear, and money for textbooks, an amount that is equal to tens of thousands of dollars annually.
Well, I think the NCAA should place more of a value on the experience that Division III athletics can provide to student athletes. Yes, they have their slogan. They're 350,000 student athletes, and almost none of us will go pro. It's a great slogan, but they tend to not live by that motto. By how much they emphasize, particularly in basketball and football, even at the detriment of a lot of the other sports. In track and field, notwithstanding. I think the NCAA should do more to promote all of its sports at all levels and not just its two biggest moneymakers.
The distribution of funds in the NCAA across divisions is incredibly lopsided. Division I schools receive over 90% of funds from the NCAA, while Division III schools receive just 3.18%. However, Division III has more schools than Division I and Division II and has the highest amount of student athletes. As a result, if Division I athletes were to get paid, the resulting conflict would be a lack of basic funding to the smaller divisions.
I know, because I see it every day, how hard our student athletes work, how much they love their sport. However, student athletes nowadays recognize that the landscape has changed, and they see the billions of dollars that are out there. They see coaches making millions and millions of dollars in salary, sometimes athletic directors making lots of money as well, and maybe rightly so, they want a larger piece of the pie. So much emphasis is placed on the money, and the money comes from football and men's basketball. Sometimes I think the other sports might get lost in the shuffle a bit. The television contract individual payout to ACC schools alone for football this year is almost as much as the entire Division III budget.
The argument against paying college athletes is centered around the large amount of money that they are already compensated with, even if it is not in the form of cash. The main athletes arguing for the compensation of NCAA Division I athletes are the top-tier, highly lucrative athletes who are already on full-ride scholarships. The average U.S. tuition cost for in-state students is more than $9,000 a semester and nearly $24,000 a semester for out-of-state students. Also factoring in $1,200 a year on textbooks, $11,000 a year on room and board, and roughly $500 a year on team gear, these athletes are already getting nearly $40,000 worth of goods and services.
I think that we're a really special group of people because we don't get compensated. We don't pretty much get our school paid for. Everything's like extra. It's on us to get our homework done. It's on us to go to practice, to go to the workouts, and we're not getting any reward for it.
I guess Division I and Division II athletes, you can get caught up in the hype. You can get caught up just because they're paying you to come here. You feel like they kind of owe you something in a way. It's like a feeling like a entitlement a little bit. Like you feel like you're owed something. I know Division III is just like everybody's humble, and that's just throughout the whole atmosphere.
According to an ESPN report, the NCAA distributed just $66,000 to each Division I institution for academic support in 2010. At the same time, the NCAA distributed nearly $3 million to all of the schools participating in the NCAA tournament. Additionally, according to the report, schools spent $41 million on educational expenses, health and safety expenses, and personal and family expenses. This amount is still less than the amount of money the NCAA allocated to its Division I members in that year.
Like everyone in Division III athletics is there for the same reason, so you know that when you're competing against someone, they're not there for something different than you are. They're there because they enjoy the game that they're playing. So.
You're building a lot of relationships with people and your teammates that can definitely carry you through life, which I think is a life skill more than anything that's separated by division.
With the gross amounts of money that are circulated around the NCAA, It is hard for athletes of the smaller divisions to accept the idea of the NCAA Division I schools receiving more benefits than they already do. Division III athletes arguably put in as much work and care just as much as Division I athletes and therefore should receive fair compensation.
And I don't believe that a track student athlete at the University of Mary Washington is any less committed to their sport than a men's basketball student athlete at the University of North Carolina. My belief is that a full education without having to pay for it and no student loans is an incredible gift.
There it is.